I've never seen it.
So we will do the script here at the beginning of the episode, and then we'll play a couple of games, and then we are out of here.
I like games.
Games are fun.
Games
Should
are
we skip the script?
fun.
No, I want to read Maggie's script.
Oh my God. I got about like halfway through the script last night, and then I was like, should I have taken this more serious?
Absolutely not.
No.
Okay, yeah.
If you care about if you care about this, you've lost.
And like, listen, I do care. I think you will see that the themes that I touch upon, I think are the themes that were most concerning in the West Wing.
Just as a whole in society.
As a whole. I mean, I do touch on a lot. I don't know. We'll have a lot to discuss.
Well, we should do the script, and then we can talk about the West Wing. I want to know, Will, have you seen the West Wing before?
I don't think I've ever seen more than about 30 seconds of a West Wing clip.
Okay. Bailey, have you seen the West Wing before?
I've seen. I dated someone who I hated.
Next.
Already, yeah.
Who
Edit
loves
this
the
shit
West
out.
Wing.
Edit this
Loved
shit out.
it. Loved it.
Were you
Love the
whatted
West Wing.
who's
He was the type of person who described himself as Lynchian.
And he didn't even mean it in the director way. It's just very weird. He's just from the South. It's very odd.
He hasn't unlearned.
Anyway, he liked the West Wing.
Just because his favorite restaurant is Twin Peaks.
And it was. And I actually have some of the shooting scripts of the West Wing because when
That
I
is
wanted
true.
to be when I was like,
true.
I should be a screenwriter, I was like, I'm going to study these. I never opened them.
No. Yeah.
I never opened
Well, just have them and through osmosis.
They've been opened so infrequently, we opened them up once and a moth flew into them.
Oh, my home.
Yeah.
I have the West Wing and Frasier.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's like a whole different you. That's like a different version
Yeah.
of you.
I
Wow.
didn't read either of them.
Yeah.
That's like for a podcast called What I Wish People Thought I Might Be. Where we set them out on the coffee table. Like, oh, these were out. I'm so sorry.
The girl I could have been.
My shooting script to Garden State was free.
And things had gone horribly wrong. Where I would be now.
I at one point they gave away the shooting scripts at in college at the little movie rental place. They just had like a box of free, and you could go in. It was like Little Miss Sunshine was one of them. And
That's
I picked
cool.
it up
That's
and like, read
cool.
through
I
it.
do
And,
own
I
those
did
as
have the
well.
Garden State one at one point. Was also in the same box.
I have the Michael Clayton one just like in my desk.
Really? Yeah. I love that movie.
Yeah. It's a great, yeah.
I don't think I would read it.
To you. No need. I can just have it around.
It's more about having.
Yeah. That's what I like about the movies. They act it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Like
really
this.
helps.
Like this podcast here. So Maggie, preface us with what you are bringing to. You don't have to spoil anything from your script if you don't want to, but whatever you'd like to do to preface what you know about or are carrying into the West Wing.
Okay, wonderful. So actually I have not seen the West Wing.
Great.
I have seen actors do a scene from the West Wing. But I would say I garnered nothing.
For like a table read for
Yeah, I think
charity.
it's just in class. Yeah, the teacher like passes out like vomits it out. And I retained nothing from it. But I did actually watch the pilot episode of Sunset Boulevard. What was that show called?
The newsroom?
not 30 Rock. The
serious
Sorkin
30 Rock. The
Oh,
Sorkin
news
30
radio?
Rock.
No. Sunset.
No one saw it. It was immediately
I do
canceled.
studio.
Strip?
So yeah.
Studio Sunset. It's on Sunset Strip.
Nah, there's no way
Yes.
for us to know this.
Exactly. It's impossible.
This is a table
It
full
didn't
of computers.
exist.
It's been erased from the internet. It's
Yes.
so bad.
Yes.
Aaron Sorkin, that's his name.
That's his name. That's our boy.
like-
It's just really fun to take away like the first sentence of 8 sentences and sit with it. Yeah.
Trying to remember what his name
Yeah.
was for like a year.
Wow, he would hate that. He
No.
would hate that you don't know
I don't
it.
want to say. Doesn't Aaron Sorkin strike you as someone who does like Bill Maher?
Yes.
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 Right.
Yes.
Like,
and
he
with
doesn't
no
agree with
information.
them.
I don't even know
Yeah.
why.
He doesn't agree with him,
Right.
but he respects
We do need to
Yeah.
all sit down.
Or like the attitude.
They
he
sort
thinks
of-
it's necessary.
Yeah.
He's got the gift of gab.
Yeah.
That's my impression of Aaron Sorkin.
It's okay. He's got the gift of It was Sorkinio, but they changed it at Ellis Island to Sorkin.
Hey, I'm Sorkin here.
Hey, I'm walking and talking here. Okay, so that's what you bring to it.
That's what I bring
It's
to
mostly
it.
the
I've seen that.
beautiful Boot Peninsula of
Yeah.
Italy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else you want to preface before we just get into
I
it?
think we should just go in. Let's go in clean. Let's
She
go in
asked
fresh.
me last night if I would read it to make sure this is like funny or what or is on task or whatever.
I wrote it in a blur.
And I was like, well, I'd rather just hear it for the first time, during this.
Oh yeah, we'll give notes after.
And then I was like, I feel like as long as you were true to the idea of the show and like let it be what it. And she's like, well, I just definitely didn't do that.
Whatever you just said, I did not that.
Oh, I hadn't even thought of those words in that order before.
Yeah.
I'm so
I want to check
about
this. This is the end, right? Because it just ends on exactly a full page.
Yes.
So is that the last line?
I was like, this is Kismet.
I was sort of shocked.
Yeah.
Maggie.
I'll after we read it, I will tell you the next plot point I was going to introduce because I
Great.
think it is very exciting. But
Oh,
I was
I
like,
can't
it ends
wait.
so
A little
perfectly.
teaser trailer.
Yeah.
So cast it however you'd like.
Okay, great. Okay, I will read. I think I'll just read the wall to wall.
Wonderful.
Okay, Kyle, would you please be Mr. Republican?
Would love to.
Okay, Bailey, would you please be Mrs. Democrat?
Yeah, of course.
And then Will, there is a speaker.
I see a butler also.
Okay, yeah, you can be butler, speaker, and little boy. Actually, no, Kyle, can you be a little boy?
Would love to be a little boy.
Okay, wonderful.
I can be the random other roles too.
Okay, great. Yeah, if anything else pops up.
This is
jump
why you
in.
direct. And I'll play these 7 other things that we haven't talked about yet.
But I've already noted.
And I've looked, it's only 4 pages, and I've seen we haven't covered half of it, so I will do that.
And that's fine. And you're doing great, and it's fine.
Wonderful. So we know this is what we have. Whenever you're ready, let's go.
Okay, great. Okay, interior, government building, an important one, day. Mr. Republican squints at a piece of legislation through his round glasses. His brow furrows. He does not like what he sees.
Why the long face? Did your favorite bar take squirrel off the menu?
Mr. Republican tears his watery eyes away from the filth on the page to gaze upon the leggy read, hot Congresswoman.
Porky's knows better than to leave me hanging like that. Unlike you and your ilk. What exactly is the meaning of this new earmark about kangaroos on the immigration bill?
Mrs. Democrat's eyes light up.
Well, now. Your asshole wouldn't be so clenched about this if you didn't think it had a very high likelihood of passing, now would it?
Mr. Republican's eyes narrow.
Your ovaries are as arid as an Arizona summer, so I don't expect you to appreciate this. Is almost Foghorn Leghorn, and I apologize. So I don't expect you to appreciate this, but I'll have you know I imported those kangaroos for my daughter for her birthday.
Mrs. Democrat leans over his desk in order to emasculate him.
The same daughter who signed up to receive my campaign text updates?
Mr. Republican and Mrs. Democrat stare at each other intensely. Then they fall into each other, sloppily making out while shoving papers around on the desk.
What would I do without you, Arthur?
Who would I be without you, Beatrice? And scene.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. They suddenly break away, both wiping red rocket lipstick from their mouths. The butler of Congress stands in the doorway.
Butler of Congress. Yet another unelected moocher.
He's got a lot of duties. This guy's busy.
He hangs out with the parliamentarian also.
Yeah. He stands in the doorway, politely averting his eyes away from their askew skirt and necktie.
Congress is ready to see you now.
Oh, shit. That was good.
That was really
It's the butler.
Wow. Will grew up with the butler. Just kidding. He bows and leaves the room. Mr. Republican and Mrs. Democrat straighten up. Mrs. Democrat extends a handshake.
I'm going to chop you and that kangaroo up, put you into a meat grinder, and turn you into sausage. Add some sage, some oregano, grill it up, and then toss it into a NutriBullet to grind it up again and serve it to my purebred greyhounds as a snack.
Mr. Republican shakes her hand.
Yeah. Boobs. Boobs.
They coldly break their handshake. Interior, place where Congress works. Day.
Eviscerated.
About like on page 3, I started to remember like the real names of these places. Oh yeah, Congress.
Page 2, Congress room.
I did Girls Date. I should know most of this. Okay. The Speaker of the House arrives at the large congressional room. He's wearing judge robes and a founding father wig like they wear in British government because I think it looks cool. The Speaker claps his hands twice. Interns scurry on all fours out from under the desks like rats. He takes his seat at the front of the room and bangs a judge hammer. Gavel. I know / just remembered. It's called a gavel.
Government can now begin.
I assume this is how it works. Okay, the room floods with hot people. Hotties only. We can have a few ugly people, but make sure they are placed in the back. No one is allowed to make eye contact with me, the writer and director. Everyone takes their seats. This is just what I assume Aaron Sorkin added to the script. A hot woman sits at her state table, but quickly jumps up. You can be a hot woman.
Jesus Christ.
A hot intern crawls out from under the desk.
Sorry.
He crawls away, but not before the Speaker sprays him with some illegal chemical.
Like pesticide. A full biplane flies over him.
Be gone, weed. Mr. Republican and Mrs. Democrat enter the room, angrily eye-fucking each other. Meanwhile, and I guess I picture this all text on screen. Beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
That transition. Okay. A little boy wearing suspenders and a feathered cap runs down the hall with a ragged wooden-looking puppet doll.
Papa, look what Mom has brought me from Vienna.
The little boy races into a dark room. Interior, dark bedroom. Day. The curtains are drawn. Candles flicker. The boy flamboyantly runs to the bedside.
Papa!
Slowly, the boy's eyes widen.
Papa!
The wooden puppet falls to the ground in slow-mo. Will not compromise on this. A Smashing Pumpkins song plays. Also will not compromise on this.
I would have queued it up, but we get in trouble for copyright infringement a lot already.
Woo! Oh, yeah.
We played one Taylor Swift song 8 months ago, and we haven't been able to monetize since.
My God.
It's been a whole situation.
And of anyone.
Yeah,
And she'll
I know.
hate you forever.
Yeah.
At least her fans are calm.
You're going to get a song written about you. Interior, place where Congress works. Day. Mrs. Democrat smugly passes her legislation to the Speaker.
Today we will be hearing the new immigration prop.
Suddenly, an intern crawls up from under the Speaker's desk. The Speaker holds up a hand as if to punish the intern, but shows grace and lets the rat boy whisper in his ear. The Speaker's eyes widen in horror. He clears his throat before addressing the crowd.
I'm sorry, but we'll have to delay the vote.
Mrs. Democrat is mad. Parentheses, she is on her period. Remember to tell the actress playing her. She is on the rag. Hence this horrible attitude and poor decision-making skills.
What the fuck does that have to do with my immigration bill?
Madam Democrat, the president is...
The room suddenly turns black. A few scream in the dark. A light starts to shine from the ceiling. Mr. Republican and Mrs. Democrat squint to see the vision. It is Mr. President descending from the clouds. A golden halo surrounds his crown. His arms are outstretched like Jesus Christ of Nazareth himself. Total force ghost energy. You can, Mr. President.
To love one another, you must first learn to love yourselves.
Mrs. Democrat looks skeptical.
But I'm an atheist and a cold-hearted bitch. How can I learn to love?
Mr. Republican scowls.
Nah, boobs.
Mr. President ascends into the clouds as lightning and thunder sounds. The lights turn back on. Everyone stares in stunned silence. Except one weird noise the alternate senator getting his cock sucked from under his desk.
Hey, who turned the lights back on?
Hey! Wow.
Getting his
Lots
cock
to think
sorked.
about. Yeah, getting his cock sorked.
Getting his sock cucked.
You know.
His cock sorked. It's so funny. Oh, wow. Beautiful.
Maggie. Maggie.
I thought that's pretty close, right?
This has made me forget whether I've seen it. I don't remember now.
I think someone must have cracked open one of my shooting scripts.
Especially the notes to himself in the script.
Nobody look at me.
I like Aaron Sorkin writes notes in that's like, walk up to this lady and tell her she's on the rag.
No compromising.
It is, I think it's probably pretty close.
I think so. I think when I hear people talk about the West Wing, I think of the themes that the important themes that we bring up. The clashing of the two sides.
But ultimately, the optimistic compromise is like their big thing.
Yeah.
Whatever happened, why can't we just all just sit down and I'll
Don't
give
they
you
do
this.
the walk and
They
talk?
love
They
Sorkin
love
loves the walk and talk. They do
trying to
love the walk and
override
talk.
it, as much as I could.
Yeah.
I think you nailed the walk and talk, specifically with the little boy.
Yeah. Sorkin is known for these sort of odd out-of-body experiences with little boys.
Yeah.
And things from Vienna.
Right. Yeah, just a lot of hallmarks.
I mean, that's a lot of Zuckerberg's backstory.
I think so. Yeah, he's a little boy from Vienna.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. I'm trying to think other Sorkin sort of things.
Chicago 12. Chicago, was it 12?
The Chicago
12.
7. The Chicago 7.
Chicago 7?
He loves to be like...
Number of people.
I will write a script. Can that script mostly be court documents that are already written? And
Like verbatim.
Good
So
move,
fun.
honestly. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back, talk about Sorkin, play some games. Yeah. There's some water, if anyone wants more water.
I'm good.
All right, well, fuck me for putting it out then, I guess.
Wow.
That's rude and uncalled for.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I am sorry. Everyone can grab instruments if you'd like. We'll score with the games. You can use them to chime in or anything. You could have grabbed them earlier, but we were just too. That's actually not an instrument. That's the lid to the water cooler.
I bet Maggie can find a way
My
to make
favorite
that an
instrument is withholding water. An instrument of death.
I used to babysit. I know these.
Hey.
Do you like Aaron Sorkin stuff? Is this something you purposefully avoid? I mean, The West Wing is sort of huge and long and kind of old, so it's an easy thing to not get into.
Yes.
Do you avoid? I know some people he's like a polarizing sort of writer.
Right. I really don't. I mean, I don't. I know why, and I get can sense that. I think West Wing is like the worst of the worst, just because it is. I grew up in rural Michigan, so obviously I grew up Republican. Everyone was Republican in rural Michigan, even if you weren't. You were.
Yeah.
By daylight.
Yeah.
Totally. And there's this like sense of these like out of touch people just like writing about both sides, really. And I think Aaron Sorkin is such a just a culmination of all of that. You grow up, you learn, but there are some things that's like, but that's still true though. And writing is still like off-putting in a weird way. It's still like
preachy.
It does feel very. His stuff really. I love The Social Network, and I think that really worked because he's writing about a really rich, horrible guy.
Yes!
And so it's sort of like, you seem in touch with making this guy seem nice. And
which
maybe
is what he would
complicit in the end of
want.
the world.
Yes.
But anytime you do feel lots of times when these people write, he made the show the Newsroom, which was one of the most extensive hate watches I've ever participated in my life.
But it has that one scene.
That scene
gets
is
shared
always
all
coming
the
back.
time.
Yes.
I hate. That's the only show I've ever hate watched while on. You know what I mean? Where I was like, there's a new thing I hate tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like I hate watched it as it came out the whole time.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
How exciting for you.
Yeah.
Oh, just alone. Yeah, I sure showed him. Now that I say it, I bought it. No, I bought it on iTunes for $80 a
Every
season.
day.
He also did that Lucille Ball, Desi Arnaz.
I never saw that.
It was just
I did
so
see it.
bizarre.
It is bizarre.
It was bad.
The
It's
tone
bizarre.
of it was because that and also the Chicago 7 movie.
Which I did not like.
He seemed well. I can't imagine he didn't know anything about Lucille Ball before going in, but I know the Chicago 7 one. It was like
He didn't know any-
notoriously.
yeah.
He knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
and got hired to do it, and then
like,
learned
oh.
enough to write the mid movie that he made.
I really think that, and that was like a movie. I think that kind of came out like right mid-pandemic on
Yes.
Netflix type of thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. There was something. Something about him just feels exactly like 2009 all of the time. Where
That's a good way to describe
and it's
it.
very
Very
odd.
much so.
Like I think that it's crazy that The Social Network aged poorly in the wrong way, where Zuckerberg got worse.
Yes,
you know what I
yes,
mean.
yes.
Where you're just like
Yeah.
he comes off as too normal.
Yeah, this
where
is too-
It couldn't have been what I thought it would be when you saw it. But I do think that movie is incredible.
The
But-
Lucille Ball movie, I can't believe that he made her seem as like not charismatic
Boring.
as she was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like how
Yes.
fucking
Frigid.
dare you?
How dare you?
Lucille, like
Both Lucille and
and Desi.
All right,
Yes.
I'm looking through his stuff here.
How did you
Studio
manage
60
to
on the
do
Sunset
that?
Strip.
That's the one.
We got to watch through that. 'cause
A Few
I-
Good Men is
Yes.
very good.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
It is. A Few Good Men is so good. You see why he just
Yes.
keeps doing these
Yeah.
things.
Exactly.
Was that based on a book or
Yes.
something?
I'm not sure. Probably. I think it's just based on A Few Good Guys. A lot of his stuff seems based on how rich Democrats think it all probably actually
yeah.
is. That's just like that should say that based on how I figure it probably is in a 6 square block radius of Manhattan.
Well, because even A Few Good Men, the moral of the story is like, sure, these Marines murdered this kid at the orders of this major general, whatever, but the system worked.
Right.
So he got in trouble.
worked. Yeah.
Like we all got to look down our noses at him at the end.
Right.
Gosh,
and like he still died. Thank God, because we got the movie out of it.
Right.
Like,
And honestly, any sort of like pre-running any of these 90s Tom Cruise things that aren't the running films are just great little like snapshots of him acting and doing a good. So good. Good for, honestly, good for abuse in the military as a whole, just for bringing us this sort of situation. I'm glad it's all been resolved.
Everything happens for a reason.
all resolved happens for a reason. And I do understand, actors love him, and I understand why. You know, people laugh at the overrated dialogue.
he's like
He
plays
writes
the
them
movie.
a lot of
But
lines.
he writes them a lot of lines, and he writes them like powerful lines, even if it's all powerful and he overplays his hand.
You know what? I think
The stuff I like, I
would
do
take an Amy Sherman Palladino any day over an Aaron Sorkin, because I think
Oh,
they
sure.
both have the same
Yes.
sort of like, let's make these characters talk constantly, and it's very overwhelming, and some people are very put off by it. But she makes shit fun, and
Yes.
he does not. I would
Yes.
say for the most
I'm now
part.
looking through all this stuff. Molly's Game. People really liked.
never saw
It's like a
that.
poker
See it.
movie.
But I
It's,
know it,
but
yeah.
I mean, it's just the highs are so high. The
Yeah.
Social Network and A Few Good Men are incredible. I remember
And
he
he
did do
always-
the second Steve Jobs movie, which I thought was really well written, but also very.
Was that the one with Fassbender?
Yes,
Okay.
it was
Yes.
also like very.
Yes.
It's like a.
Same.
Couldn't be more in his wheelhouse to write like the most pretentious man ever
yes. And it
from a,
works.
like a sympathetic
yeah.
sort of way of
I think
existing.
It's
That was a
also
good match.
telling that the movies you mentioned that you like, because I agree, like
Mm-hmm.
Few Good Men, Social Network, they are all directed not by Aaron Sorkin.
Oh,
That
this
is
is
the key.
and
That's
their
the
director,
key.
did Rob Reiner do Few Good
Yes.
Men? Yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
so Few Good Men, and then Fincher.
Fincher.
and,
Yeah.
Danny Boyle.
Yeah.
Did the
They're directed by like very, very steadfast
people who could stand up
auteurs.
to
right.
Aaron Sorkin. And be like,
Yeah.
"Nah, actually, I think we're going to do it
Actually,
like
we'll have the conversation
Yeah,
sitting
yeah.
down, Aaron, and he's like, "Oh, you can do whatever you want." He just like gives up if you don't walk with
Itching,
him.
watching all the characters be still.
He's just pacing. He has a little treadmill under his desk, like one of those walking ones. Trial Chicago 7 is this is, and I don't want to bring it back to have watching because I'm not going to talk about Bill Maher that much, but it is kind of insane how similar of a vibe they have. The Trial Chicago 7 feels like a wealthy Democrats' wet dream of how hippies behaved, even though we all know how they actually were then.
Yes,
because there's
yes.
court documents and there's a lot of these sort of things. I hated the newsroom so much. I mean, the newsroom would just be like, even though, what is his name? Jeff Daniels was
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
He's very
and
good.
ultimately all these pretty much elicit incredible performances because they're great actors doing stage plays on screen. But he was like, everything was just sort of like, he kept being like, yes, I'm a Republican, but I think gay people should get married. And then he's like, are you like holding for applause in the television show?
He is, yes. Also from Michigan, that man. Yes.
Oh, really?
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So, wow. Because he does
And
have an insight.
He is directing the sequel to The Social Network that he's making
Yes.
right now,
Oh
which
my
I
God.
think recently came out.
What would that possibly be?
Farmville. It's a Farmville movie.
My
It's
God.
Aaron Sorkin like getting his data stolen by a credit card scammer on Facebook Marketplace. This guy said he had a trailer.
My current boss used to work for Facebook and for Zuckerberg, and he was telling me that there was like a year that he would come into the Facebook office and Zuckerberg would be like, "Hey guys, so this year you can only bring in meat that you hunted yourself."
What?
That's what we're doing at Facebook.
Great.
War crimes. I don't give a fuck.
You bring in McDonald's.
Oh, that's
No, I did.
Yeah, no,
I got I actually got this.
Hit
one.
a deer with your car.
Yeah.
Scrape it off the road.
Yes.
Like we do in Michigan.
Yeah.
Before you get to work.
Yeah.
That's all I ask.
That's all I ask.
I love normal people like that.
Oh my God, same. I think a lot
Yeah.
of people like working for them.
Yeah. Seems so.
I
I've only
assume-
heard good.
Did he give you a follow up on if people follow that?
You weren't even allowed to bring in
Negative.
plants you didn't grow. You could only eat trees that you
I guess
knew.
he would just try to like start office trends based on like whatever weird neuroses he was
Well, he's a
going
cool
through.
guy, so I just
Totally.
thought it would just catch on.
He did have
Yeah.
a really, really strong PR push there for a little bit when like the Elon hate was really starting to take over, and Zuckerberg was like, "That dude's not chill. I wake skate." You know what I mean? There's like all these pictures of him like wake skating and kite surfing with like, and he would have the sunscreen straight down his nose
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
I'm like, I know you wore blackface on Halloween. There's just a picture of it somewhere. There's no way Zuckerberg hasn't done that in like the last 4 years.
No, for
Yeah.
sure. But
That's
he's
just
definitely,
energy.
you're right. He's leaning the other way. Because did you see that video? He performed some song for his wife on
Yes.
her birthday and did like a costume.
in
Like,
Benson Boone's
Benson
outfit,
Boone.
and he
Yes.
bought it for
I did
him.
not see that. Was it like his Zooby Zooby Zoo from Mad Men?
Oh,
It was that
yes.
Yeah.
Wait, was it really?
I mean, basically,
like kind of that energy.
Yeah.
Sucky, sucky, suck.
yeah.
That's got to be in the sequel. If that's not in the sequel, I'm gonna be
so
mad.
funny. All I remember about that Mad Men episode is they spent all this money on a Beatles song, and it hit real good.
It did.
It did hit good.
Those guys. This is me telling. If you guys haven't heard of the Beatles, when I worked at Apple for a long time, this is like thinking about the Steve Jobs thing because I met Steve Jobs once when he came into the Apple store I was working at.
Whoa.
Weirder than you would think.
Huh.
You're kidding.
Also, you could see the bananas not curing the cancer.
Oh, shit.
Wait,
You could just physically see that fruit wasn't fixing his cancer as he stood.
But by weird, do you mean like just his energy?
It's just
or?
like, yeah. Well, he asked someone because I was working at the Genius Bar, and he asked a customer like how it was, and they go, "Weird, you're here." And I'm like, what a move. It was just in like Midtown Manhattan.
Jabby,
in this
jabby,
24-hour store. But he's just like, but he gives this sort of energy of like, I don't know, he like thinks he's doing it all, you know, kind of everything you would assume about how he is and the energy he has is right where you are like, it is magnetic, and you know, where you are like
The
there's
reality
something
distortion
about
field.
it. Yeah, the reality distortion field. Exactly.
Pussy, wet.
Right, that's Magneto.
Yeah.
He even wore the helmet around everywhere. He ate pussy so fast he needed this helmet. It was odd, but then you're just, it was just, he looked very sickly, and you're just like,
I read the Walter Isaacson biography of him, and there are a lot of memorable parts of it, but the thing that I remember consistently, because I think about it every time I park in like a Whole Foods parking lot or any grocery store parking lot, is that he would just park in handicapped spaces because he was like, well, it's empty, so I'm just going to use it.
he firmly
and I
like
see
believed
John-
that his time was more valuable than the ticket.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
And would just leave his car. He also would just like park, never had a license plate, and would just get tickets for that all the time.
Oh, sure.
These sort of things where you
He's a
just like,
sovereign citizen.
Yeah.
he's just at Whole Foods. Am I being detained?
No, Mr. Jones.
We just want you to pay.
Yeah.
burrito.
I remember when he died, the Apple store worked hours 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We never
shit.
closed on like holidays. We never closed for anything.
The real heroes.
The real heroes, right. The only Manhattan heroes of all time. And we were open between 9 and 11 in the morning.
Wow.
And we closed to watch his funeral. It wasn't even his funeral. It was like the Apple campus public celebration. And we closed to watch a Coldplay concert because Coldplay played at his funeral. What? And then what's the Coldplay? Chris Martin, the Coldplay guy. I will never forget what he thought was like this endearing, funny story. Actually, turned out it was very funny. But he was like, I remember the first time I met Steve Jobs and he heard our band and he said, I just don't think you guys really have it to make it big. And then they were like, well, look now. And I'm like, that come off as like, it's like so funny.
Spits on his
That's
grave.
Like, I know.
I
it was,
respect
like,
him so much
insane.
more for
He's
saying
like
that.
pissing on him while singing Yellow. Like, But he was trying to be like a, hey, Steve, we became friends, but it came off like a fuck you, dead loser. And I was like, I was just like, it was this crazy celebration of this ultimately like innovative salesman who refused to acknowledge his family or medicine. You know, he's like a megalomaniac killed by his own megalomania, which they hated to hear from me during the funeral.
No matter how many times you said it.
I think I just said, is his daughter there? And no one liked that because he refused to acknowledge she existed until he got like publicly pressured into
How long before he died did you meet him?
Year, maybe less than a year.
Wow.
You know, it felt a little bit like meeting Mr. Burns in this season of The Simpsons. Sure. Where you're just like, yeah, look, you're definitely moving.
Yeah. Not long for this world.
Very odd. Anyways, perfect guy for Sorkin. Don't. At least we're not talking about Bill Maher. All right. Excited.
Oh, he's writing it now. He's writing the Bill Maher.
You know about how Bill Maher got fired from Politically Incorrect for basically saying America deserved 9/11?
No, but this sounds hilarious.
So I used to watch Politically Incorrect because as a child I was like, I'm politically conscious, whatever. Also raised as a Republican, but Bill Maher after 9/11 was essentially like, yeah, I understand why they did it.
Yeah,
which is a completely reasonable thing
like
to say.
Not
saying like they should have done it.
Not saying I would also do it, but like, because you're being blunt.
Acknowledging that there might have been something to it. Not just a random crash.
They was bored.
There's the American foreign policy idea that like these things just happened. These terrorist things just happened. The Islamic Revolution just happened to us.
The thing we got done.
And like no recognition of whatever. And so Bill Maher lost Politically Incorrect, like lost his career, and then very consciously came back as a right-wing freak. Coded as a centrist or liberal or whatever he wants to call himself. But like that feels like the movie that Aaron Sorkin would make about Bill Maher is like him getting fired from
turning.
The opening scene would be that episode where he gets fired.
Yeah.
And it's like to sort of
let's do that.
To sort of like bring it back to that Jeff Daniels famous newsroom scene, which I think like goes viral like once every 3 months because a new famous
it's a good
kid
scene.
will tweet it. You totally get everything he's saying. And the thing is, because a lot of people will like put themselves up on a pedestal for like, because these are all things everyone kind of knows, but then ultimately he has no solution or ideas to like fixing it. He's like, you think we're good? We're mid. And everyone's like, and then he's like, so that's why I'm gonna anyways. And he's sort of like, this trails off. And that's pretty much every episode of Newsroom is something similar to that. Anyways. But God, Social Network is so good. The soundtrack is so good.
I know.
Soundtrack's good. I think about the poster like quite frequently.
Great poster.
Yeah, gotta lose some friends.
Shout out to Brenda Song.
Yes.
You don't see her much anymore. She's in that movie.
She's very good. She had to like fight with Disney to be in it too.
Oh yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
I forgot who Brenda Song was. I thought it was like a music thing. Because I forgot who that was, and I was like, "Yeah, shout out the music from Brenda." No idea what was happening for a second. Shout out to Brenda's Song and other Death Cab B-sides.
How did you know what we were listening to on the way over?
So was I.
Oh my God!
You were listening to Death Cab Cutie on the way over here?
Yeah.
What
album?
Listening to? I put on that song Bixby Canyon Bridge because I hadn't heard it in a long time, and I was like, I wonder if this, which at one point sounded too new to be them, now sounds old enough for me to include it with what I love, and it does.
It does. That's probably my favorite album of theirs.
Yeah.
But we were listening to the Divorce album, which I liked.
Good shit.
Just to hear.
Yeah, I really, really love them. Anyways.
Same.
We should probably take another break. We didn't get to any games there at all. All right, we have a few games that we're going to play here in the podcast today. Everyone will be competing against one another.
Yes.
There will be a winner on the podcast today. The first game that we're going to play is called Before and Afters. How this works is two movies have been smashed together into one movie. I will read you the smashed together plot. You have to tell me the smashed together title. For instance, Dear Evan Hanster. That's not a great one, but it's on the board. It's Deer Hunter and Dear Evan Hansen pushed together. The plot to that movie would be wild. Anyways,
you act like you didn't put that on there.
I did just put that on there.
Appeared.
I couldn't decide on whether to go. Well, that one was suggested by Travisor on the Discord, but I don't remember if it was Huntster or Hunson or Hanster or Hanston, and I was like
know
having a little
hamster.
breakdown. What's up?
I like hamster.
Hamster,
I like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's closer to an animal than any of the other ones.
Yeah.
So that's why I put it on there.
So true.
Ditto.
Other examples: Wolf of Wall Street. What did we do? What was it the Wild Wild West Wing could be one if we were using them, but they're all movies. What did you just say? WTS?
That was made a noise.
Oh. You're like abbreviating
awesome
Wild
noise,
Wild West, like
though.
people abbreviate Buffalo Wild Wings, where they're just like, oh yeah, you talking about
Oh yeah.
Trey Dub?
Yeah.
The six
I
U.
watched. Yeah.
6U. 6U Wing. What are some other ones? Saving Private Silverman. Argo is Argo and Fargo put together.
Oh, yeah.
Anything like that. I'll read you the smashed together plot. You can chime in however you'd like. You can work together. There's up to 3 points available per one.
Okay.
I want to give a shout out to the people who, we'll give shout outs at the end. Make them listen. Number 1, an aspiring actress and jazz musician fall in love while pursuing their dreams of finding the Great Valley to avoid famine. Just great buzz in, by the way. You moved it away from the microphone and shook it out over there.
Gentle sounds of rice.
Put one popcorn kernel in the microwave and start it, and when it goes off, you're buzzing in.
2.5 minutes to wait.
Maggie, do you have an answer?
La La Land is definitely one of them, and the other I'm iffy on. Grapes of Wrath. I'm sure that's not it.
It's not it.
La La Land Before Time.
La La Land Before Time is correct.
Now, if you had
I didn't have
said,
the first half, so you gave me the first
That's
half.
all
oh
right.
shit,
3 points to Bailey.
she deserves it. Yes, she was playing footsie with me under the table.
Next one. A Jewish prince is betrayed and sent into slavery by a Roman friend, but he regains his freedom after falling in love with the new operating system. Yeah?
Prince of Egypt and her.
Not quite.
Oh.
Ben-Hur is correct. Ben-Hur is correct. Is Ben-Hur and her.
Yes. Prince of her.
Prince of her. That one rolls off the tongue.
I know.
Simply because that's how mouths work, but not. Next one.
He is the prince of me. That's my impression of her.
That is a trad wife song if I've ever heard one.
Did you see Scarlett Johansson just became the top grossing actor of all
did see
time?
that.
Oh,
in
from
whole
the
world?
Jurassic movie?
Suddenly now?
Just because the Jurassic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
It
sure
was
they got
all
the pay
her.
for
deserves it.
that,
I've literally
yeah.
seen no trailer for that movie.
Oh.
I've seen a trailer.
You're not going to believe it. In this one, the dinosaurs are bigger.
Whoa.
It's
Huger than ever.
It's
Dangerous
so,
than ever.
There's
That's
so
the
many.
tagline.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
What did we watch Jurassic Park? My dad had never seen Jurassic
Your dad was
Park
kinda
before.
hooked.
The original?
the original?
Yeah, the original.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we were watching. I mean, we just sort of like turned it on at my parents' house. He was pretty hooked.
We watched the last 15 minutes of it, and he was like, "That's it."
Oh yeah, we watched the last 15 minutes of Jurassic Park, like from the literally from the Raptors opening the door, on through the end, which is so good.
Yeah.
So the Raptors are chasing the kids, then they lock them. She hacks the system to lock the door. They get out. Then the T-Rex saves them from the Raptors, and then the banner is falling that says "When dinosaurs roamed Earth," and then they leave in a helicopter. My dad goes, "Is this near the end?" Like the most end any movie has ever had in the history of movies.
He wanted them to kill all the dinosaurs.
Yeah, I don't know. He's like,
This is what he wanted.
oh yeah, he's like, oh, so they just leave him there? And I'm
don't
like,
say that.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, they make 9 more of these because of this.
Yeah.
He's like, it feels like it'd be dangerous to leave them on the island. I'm like, yes, you're seeing a lot of what happened. It's all sort of coming through. And we did the same thing with Twister and watched the last 25 minutes of Twister as well, which he had seen, I think. Number 3, current score 2-2.
Good job, team.
A struggling writer lives in a world where he is the first person to ever be dishonest, and his son makes a birthday wish that for 24 hours he can no longer do just that.
Invention of liar?
Invention of lying is correct.
Wow.
The invention of lying and liar put together. Number this one. After alien spacecrafts arrive on Earth, a linguistics professor is recruited to help understand their language, discovering that they are orphans who escaped to London and are reconnecting with their remaining family.
Do we get half points?
Okay.
Yes.
It's Arrival and what else?
Yeah, Arrival and
I love the buzzing in with this thing. It's so funny.
Do you have an actual
Arrival. No, I don't have an actual guess. Oliver Twist.
Arrival Goes West is
Arrival Goes West is not it. That is actually better than the answer. Some would say a step up from where the answer goes. I should have just said yes.
I don't remember enough about Five Goes West, but it feels like it's vaguely.
It
Did I
is
think they're coming
sadder.
to America? Okay, Saturn.
Orphan? Okay, wait.
I mean, Five Goes West. Is
The
sadder.
Orphan.
Is it Five Goes West?
that.
Is
No.
this- oh. Okay. Or can you read the can you read it again?
No.
Okay.
We simply don't have time.
Impossible.
I delete them as I say it. After alien spacecrafts arrive on Earth, the linguistics professor is recruited to help understand their language, discovering that they are orphans who escaped to London and are reconnecting with their remaining family. It was a tough sum up.
Yeah.
Orphans from London. I'm trying to get into the.
You're close.
Oh wait.
Oh, did that really help you?
The orphans are from London.
They go back to London.
They go
They're
back to London.
And they're adults.
The werewolves
now,
are from
I
London.
assume.
Okay. What is Hugo
Orphans
about?
of London.
Hugo is not.
I don't think I know.
Hugo's
is an
just about
orphan.
making me hate the animation.
I know.
Okay.
Hugo's about making me watch
Unfortunately.
Polar Express to feel normal.
Yeah.
I think we.
We're looking for Arrival Ver Twist.
So it is Oliver Twist.
Arrival Oliver Twist.
Okay.
Wow.
I even said
I
it.
claimed that point.
I
Okay.
thought Oliver
right.
with the yeah.
Look, first one I claimed the point.
I didn't know
gets
he
the
left
point.
London. Actually.
I didn't
So-
either.
Y'all seen the
No, I think
Charlie
he
Sheen
escapes
arrival?
to London.
No.
Escapes to London.
Seen
The Charlie Sheen arrival?
Yeah.
Is this like it just happened?
It's a 90s
Oh
alien
no!
movie. It's the Superior.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's really weird.
It's worth a watch.
Next one. Ooh, these last three are fun. On a sweltering day in Brooklyn, racial tensions rise. Like I said, fun. After a clash at a pizzeria, and the delivery guy befriends a dog-wolf hybrid who has been cruelly treated by his owner.
I know.
All-time fun one to say.
Dog day afternoon. Dog day.
I think you're saying the same thing
Wolfman.
slower. Oh. You're falling into the trap of
Would that
saying it
work?
slower. That is neither of them.
Oh.
Could you read it again?
On a sweltering day in Brooklyn, racial tensions rise after a clash at a pizzeria, and the delivery guy befriends a dog-wolf hybrid who has been cruelly treated by his owner.
Basket.
Oh.
Basket man.
Basket. Zach Galifianakis' Basket Man.
Is one of them Cujo?
Cujo?
Yeah.
No.
Do the White Fang.
Do the White Fang is correct.
My God. You guys just
Hot
do the
damn.
white thing.
Do
The white thing.
Do
Do
the
the
White
white
Fang.
thing.
You ever
A
thought
kid
about
leaving
it?
a theater in 1989. That's the Oscar
Mommy,
people.
Daddy.
Yeah.
Hey, pal, just do the white thing.
That's an all-time fun one to say.
That's a really good one.
A puppeteer discovers a portal that leads into the mind of a famous actor who is part of a Puritan family who are preyed upon by an evil force in the woods by their farm.
Being John Vivitch.
Being John Malkovich is correct.
That's a good one. That's my favorite
that
one
is
so
a
far.
good
There is a red squiggly line under Malkovich.
It does not want
I'm going
to
to teach
say
my
it.
computer that word.
Yeah.
My computer froze. I taught it the word Malkovich. A young man who was taught medicine by the doctor at his orphanage where he was brought up wins a contest to turn the house into an automated, intelligent, robot-driven place.
Is the second one a Disney Channel original movie?
Yes.
Okay. Smart house. Something smart house.
Wait, can you? Okay, read it one more time.
A young man who was taught medicine by the doctor at the orphanage where he was brought up wins a contest to turn the house into an automated, intelligent, robot-driven place.
Is it Doogie Smarthauser?
Oh,
Is
shit.
it-
No, but that's fun.
That's really good.
Cider Smart House Rules.
Cider Smart House Rules
Oh
is
my
correct.
Ah.
Whoever's writing these is my age because
People submit a bunch of them, and I'm plucking the titles.
Yeah.
A lot of times people have ones I'm like, I don't think I've heard either of the movies in here, but I do think, yeah, we're right in the. I want to give a shout out to people who submitted titles for today: Dan, Bubs, Occam's Frazier, Moist's coworker, Professor. Eternal and Ian Rue. So thank you for submitting those on the Discord. If you guys want to submit them or play before and afters, there's an automatic robot on the Discord for the podcast you can play the game with. Go to fart.kylairs.com.
That's beautiful. You have
Or-
to say that every
nice.
episode. That's nice.
Maybe a new URL, but I just can't move on from that one, at least until it expires.
Yeah, no.
And DreamHost will give you a really good deal.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Fart.kylairs.biz was taken, so here we are. Current score, moving into the latter 90% of the podcast. Currently, Maggie 6 points, Will 9 points, Bailey 3 points.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
The next game we're going to play is called Build the Perfect Movie.
Build a perfect movie.
How this game works is I'll give you a category. You have to pick 2 movies from that category whose Rotten Tomatoes score add up to as close to 100 as possible without going over. So Price is Right rules apply.
So it can't be too good of a movie.
Can't be too good.
be
You
too
have
good.
to pick 2 movies. You're competing against one another, so there'll be 6 movies picked
So you can
total.
pick a good one and a stinker.
A good one and a stinker, 2 mids, whatever you want to do. We're looking for 2 movies whose Rotten Tomatoes score add up to as close to 100 as possible without going over.
Okay.
And let's see. So you'll each pick your first movie. I'll give you the score of your first movies, and then you can pick your second one based on how the first one is.
Okay.
We will go Bailey, and then Maggie, and then Will in reverse score order. The category is going to be we'll start with dramas, dramatic movies. So pick one dramatic movie. We will get a little bit of like background music here. So pick your first drama, Bailey.
The Disney's like original Dumbo. That's a drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, that poor elephant.
Yeah, that poor elephant.
He got drugged? How's that happening?
How are we doing that?
Are we going by audience score?
We'll go by critic score. All right, Maggie, your
The
first
elites.
drama.
Okay, I'm going to Dumbo off of that, and I'm going to do the Tim Burton Dumbo movie, which I would also argue.
Wow.
The mama. I think
Hell
it's
yeah.
the one dramatic.
Wow, different reviews. Will, your first drama.
Trying to be strategic. The Big Chill.
I spelled both of those words. I spelled the, big, and chill all so wrong. I didn't know what I was trying to type. Here we go. We'll review the scores. Dumbo, 1941, 95%. So, Bailey, you're looking for a drama that is 5 or less.
Okay.
Dumbo, 2019, 46%.
Yeah.
So, you're looking for a 54. The Big Chill, 69%. Automatic win because it's 69. No, it's not. You were looking for a 31. So we will now go by who needs the biggest numbers. So Maggie, you'll pick first, and then
Okay.
Will, and then Bailey. Looking
Still
for
a drama?
Still a drama.
Still
a
a
second
drama.
drama to get you as close to 100 as possible.
Okay, I'm going to go with the I Love Lucy and Desi movie. What is the name of that film?
Lucy and Desi.
Oh, sure.
Wait, that's a documentary.
No, yeah.
We'll see.
I think that's got to be.
Sorkin, Lucy, Being the Ricardos.
There we go.
At least it was.
God, what a fucking
I love like
soulless
she's the
name.
most famous comedian in the world, and he's like, well, we can't get her name in there.
Yeah.
People don't associate
I don't understand women.
Who do they love? Not Lucy.
How few comedians are there who can go off Lucy? Lucy. It's one word.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who you're talking about.
Singular name.
Singular name.
Bitch.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
Looking for 31, a drama. Will.
I'm just trying to think of like janky movies for the. And I'm drawing a blank of anything ever.
There has been one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been one.
It's so hard
I don't
to
have the
make
information.
yourself think about.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 of you picked Dumbo.
Yeah.
I was like,
really drama.
67% of the
middle.
time
Yeah.
we picked Dumbo.
It's a big drama. It's dramatic.
What's the fucking the Shyamalan movie with Lady in the Water?
Lady in
Lady
the
in the
Water.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a pool too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And Bailey looking for a 5 or less.
I want to submit the movie Fireproof, the Christian film about a
But that's going to have a
firefighter.
great rating from the
critics?
critics.
The Kirk Cameron
Yeah.
vehicle.
Christian critics.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Ooh.
Let's review our scores here. Dumbo, Burton Dumbo, 46%. Being the Ricardos, 68%.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Wow.
So you're over by some math I'm not going to do.
Great.
But close.
Big Chill, 69%. Lady in the Water, 25%. So that's, what is that? A 94.
Dang.
That's a pretty good movie. That's a pretty good drama.
Wow,
M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh my God.
Dumbo, 95%. Fireproof, 38%.
You
Shit.
are shitting me.
Wow.
That is the worst movie I've ever.
Someone doesn't like Alex Kendrick, the director / Pastor Strauss.
No, I think about him
Pastor
all the time and how
Strauss,
much I hate him.
a bad guy in Man in the High Castle.
If your main actor's like, I know there's a kiss scene at the end. Can we replace that actress with my wife? Because they only kiss my wife. That's not a good movie.
Wow.
Yeah. That man is
Losing
kissed
a point for hating Faith. So Will's going to win the 3 points there. There is a bonus 2 points for anyone who can guess which of these 6 movies has the biggest discrepancy between audience and critic score. What did they disagree on the most out of Dumbo, Ricardo, Kirk Cameron, Big Chill, and Lady Water?
I want to say Lady in the Water.
Oh, I would say, yeah, Kirk
You're
Cameron.
also allowed to agree.
Or Lady in the Water.
I'm going to say
like
Fireproof
that.
because I have a feeling the Christians
Yes.
brigaded the
Right.
rating.
Oh,
Yeah.
Let's review the biggest discrepancy here. Dumbo original, 95% critics, 70 audience.
Wow.
Doesn't that
They
feel...
were bummed out. They didn't like being called out for their.
They don't like that they can't dress as the crows anymore for
Yeah.
Halloween.
They're
It did
mad
bomb
about
at the time, so I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only in retrospect
It
we
bummed. It
appreciate
is
the-
sad. It is a tough
really sad
watch.
movie.
It's like-
Yeah.
all right.
Horrible.
Dumbo, other Dumbo, 46% critic, 47% audience. Everyone felt on the same page about
Handshake
that.
agreement.
Being Ricardo's 68 critic, 75 audience. Everyone feels on the same page there.
okay.
The Big Chill, 69 critic, 77 audience. All right, here we go. Lady in the Water, 25 critic, 49 audience.
Yeah.
So that's a 24.
They were not ready to let.
Wait, that's less
Shyamalan
than
go.
Dumbo.
No.
Dumbo is 20. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah. Fireproof, 38 critic, 82 audience score.
Yeah.
You just have to believe.
You just
Yeah, you have to believe.
believe.
They all also hate their wife.
Here's their
They don't wanna kiss them
actual
either.
5-star review of this movie. Great movie about not leaving your partner in a fire. Truly, I learned something.
Wow.
And I had to rush home to enact this new knowledge.
Oh my God.
Feel good, God-based, beautifully done.
So God based. That firefighter
You know who was
was
based?
addicted to porn.
God.
Yeah.
We got a comment on our Fireproof video because we made a video about it. That fire department that supported the production is horribly corrupt.
The fire department?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
America's not ready to reckon with the amount of corruption in the fire.
No.
Firefighting.
Nah,
It is.
right now we hold them against the
Yeah,
police.
we're like, these are the
are-
best
yeah.
guys ever.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, comparatively, yes.
Yeah. Statistically.
I like when you walk around Philly and you see the old Ben Franklin Fire Department plaques on houses because they just, if you weren't rich, they used to just
Yeah.
not save your house from a fire. And they would have to wait till the fire touched a house that would be saved by the
Yeah.
fire because Ben Franklin
Oh my
owned the fire
God.
department, I guess, or whatever. It was like a private fire. And they still,
so shitty.
I mean, Philly is so cool for all the old stuff. Like all the old, like you're like that plaques from like, whatever 18th to 19th century. But it is just so funny to just be like, we'll put your fire out if when it touches your neighbor's house.
Yeah,
Because they're
yeah,
all
yeah.
townhouses. It's not like
Yeah.
it's good.
Not
You're gonna
you,
save just
Derek.
one.
It
Yeah.
sounds like
You
you prefer
suck,
if there
Derek.
just weren't a fire department.
Oh, maybe.
Like, is that what you're saying? You just don't want Ben Franklin to make a fire department at all?
Oh my God.
Just because
Wow.
he has a burning sensation constantly from the syphilis.
And this is Aaron Sorkin. This is what he's getting at, you know? It's all
his walk and talk.
Did I
Yeah.
tell you guys about the head fire chief at the COVID vaccination site at Dodger Stadium?
No.
This is, I can talk about it because it was in a newspaper, but he got like crazy fucking drunk one night and it did a hit and run to a parked car and like it made it an accordion, like fucked it beyond belief.
Leaving
and then,
the COVID site?
maybe it's not.
She's like,
we're not
I'm
sure
going to go
where
get
he was
fucked up
coming
at
from.
the
He was
COVID
day drinking.
vaccination
Yeah,
parking
well,
lot at Dodger
Look,
Stadium.
Like, he might have done that too. Who knows? But he then thought maybe someone had seen him wreck into this car, so he got out of his car and left a note on this smashed to shit car that said, "I may have hit your car," and then the police went to his house to confront him about it, and he refused to answer the door. And then later he was like, I couldn't answer. They heard him like walking around inside. Like they knew he was home, but he wouldn't answer the door. And then later when he got in trouble for it, he was like, I couldn't. I had diarrhea, so I had to get in the bathtub.
The old I got diarrhea.
Ever shit so bad you can't be held accountable for a hit and run?
Yeah. You know when you're shitting so hard that you get in a bathtub?
Yeah.
Slip the warrant under the door.
Yeah, you drink to blackout, and so you get the shits the next day, the runs.
my
That's the last place I would go if I.
The hit and runs, if you will.
A bathtub? I know. You're like, hey, I'm uncontrollably shitting. I'm going to get in a small tank of water.
I had to go soak in my diarrhea.
Well, maybe he wasn't full of water. Maybe he was doing like downward facing dog with the shower head on.
That's getting a lot of credit.
Yeah, that is true.
Aversion story is like how he's like, so you guys, I had diarrhea.
No, you guys don't understand. It's actually worse than you think.
I was trying to do the white fang.
Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to do the white fang?
Lying to get away from a crime.
The final game we're going to play, this game is called Guess What Movie Kyle's Dad is Describing, having only watched the trailer and never having heard of the movie, the game.
Great.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Guess what movie trailer Kyle's dad is describing, having only watched the trailer and never having heard of the movie.
How this works is my dad watches a movie trailer. He writes down what happens in that trailer. He reads back what he wrote down. So you have to guess. It could be any movie trailer ever.
Cool.
You have to guess what movie it is a trailer for. Let me just get the one here and put it in there real quick. It's loading. Here we go. What movie is this the trailer for?
Okay, so the worlds get mixed up. The house has been neglected. The kids are worried the new nanny is going to leave too. She's arguing with her mom about if someone else was in the room. The mom is pulling sheets off of mirrors.
Do you know?
Quick
Oculus?
shots of stained glass. Everything everyone is saying is either a whisper or they're yelling.
Nanny McPhee 2.
Someone is screaming at the bottom of the stairs.
The Others?
It is The Others. Wow.
You didn't get that.
I know, me too.
And there's her daughter. Seems scary.
I love
Oh, wow.
Beautiful.
It is The Others. We have one more round of Guess What Movie Kyle's Dad is Describing, having only watched the trailer, never having heard of the movie, the game.
Okay.
Current score, 18 points for Will, 6 points for Maggie.
Watch the trailer and never
Bailey's here.
Wow. I feel like we're getting beat up.
Final round. This one is worth a point, so keep that in mind. What movie is this a trailer for?
Okay. His dad picked his name because it sounded like a superhero. That's a lot of stacked buildings. Quick shots, fading in. He's putting that on his head and everything goes crazy. There's going to be a car chase. Everything is purple and blue. This new guy is dead. That's a lot of money. Hey, I know this song. A lot of people who look like cops. Everyone is in a helmet. Sunglasses and helmets. King Kong.
Pixels?
This
Not
is so
Pixels.
many quick shots.
My dad does like that movie, though.
Everything looks like a fever dream of a Nintendo game.
Oh,
Is it Speed Racer?
It's not Speed Racer. I like that movie.
Wreck-It Ralph?
It's not Wreck-It Ralph. I love that movie.
I haven't seen
You guys are all pretty close.
RoboCop?
It is not RoboCop. Further away.
Is it in the Lego genre?
Is it in the LCU?
Is it in the LCU?
No, it
Was
is
it
not a
LCU?
Lego.
I don't know.
Okay. His dad picked his name because it sounded like a superhero. That's a lot of stacked
We all
buildings.
forgot about this movie.
Quick shots, fading in. He's putting
Hancock.
that on his head
It's not
and everything
Hancock.
goes
Invincible.
crazy.
No.
There's going to be a car chase. Everything is
Bolt.
purple and blue.
You're just guessing the most efficiently short titles to guess.
yeah,
How
what
many
else?
can I get in real
It's
quick?
in,
Hey,
It's gotta be
Hey,
something
yeah.
like Pixels.
Yeah.
It's very much
That
like
A
Pixels.
lot
type
of
of-
people who look like cops.
I love it.
Forgotten
Something in
Pixel.
the pixels
Yeah,
ish.
the Pixels
Yeah.
genre.
When I was nannying one time, they were next door neighbors of Josh Gad, and he was like walking his dog. So like the kid I was nannying, like going, he's like, "Hi, Josh." He's like petting his dog, and then as we're like within earshot, the little boy goes, "He was in Pixels." That made my week.
It's not one of the Ghostbusters sequels.
It's not.
Dang,
Sequels?
Yeah.
No.
the Ghostbuster.
It's not the original one either.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Jake, do you have a guess from the back?
We just have an extra
We're looking
pixel
for,
lying around.
We're looking for Ready Player One.
Oh!
The movie we all talk about and think about. Ready Player
the
One.
Pixels.
You remember
Yeah.
the one where when the train came at the screen, everyone ran out? Ready Player One. Well, that brings us to the end. I do have to say, writing a script is 75 points. So let me plus that 75. And so our winner today with 80 points,
wow.
Maggie Mae Fish, the winner of the podcast. Congratulations. This gives you the ability to promote any upcoming projects as you've won. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having never seen The West Wing.
You're welcome. That was really hard to do my whole life.
I appreciate you putting the time
The
out in.
restraint.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you
Yes.
taking the time out. Tell everyone where to find you. Tell everyone what's going on.
Yeah, well, you can find our video essays about movies. Despite my previous count in this game, I do like them a lot, and I talk about them too on our YouTube channel. Maggie Mae Fish, my name. Yeah, and we have a show coming out that both Bailey co-wrote and Kyle also wrote on, and you'll hear Kyle's voice on the show.
I was like, does she mean now?
No, I'm just getting spit in my mouth. It's really hot in here.
It
You're
is.
drinking that water that you've offered 15
No,
times.
it's fine. Water's
I
off the
haven't.
table once the points are tallied.
But yeah, very excited. It's called Amy's Dead-End Dreamhouse. It's on Nebula. Yeah, we're very excited about it. So, yeah.
Wonderful.
Also, Will directed it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the 18-point winner.
The 18-point winner did.
Wow.
Did have some say.
Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
for having us.
And this is lovely. I like that you let us play music.
Yeah. I found that if you give comedians something, people will touch something.
Yeah.
So if you tell them what they can touch, you get
Yeah.
to control.
So just papers.
We gotta end
Yeah, no.
20 seconds ago.
These dumb people.
No, I don't even know if she was promoting anything. Kyle's just talking about touching comedians.
See Bill Maher?
Oh.
Bill Maher?
I in my head was thinking about Bill Maher, but in the way that they say Wilbur. Bill Maher, the way the horse says Wilbur. Anyways, thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.
I've never seen it.